Dear 8th graders and parents, wow, this should be a big deal for you. Graduating 8th grade and getting closer to high school. Your choice of high school will not only affect you over the next 4 years, but will impact you for years and years to come. I have many goals for this morning. Some of you have seen some of the slides and know some of the people here, but I have to always start with the impression, with the assumption that this is new to some parents and to some families. So I'd like to spend a few moments introducing you to some of the individuals and getting an understanding as to the roles of many of the individuals and the leaders here at Or Chaim. First up, Mr. Hillel Rapp. Mr. Rapp is our principal, oversees our entire educational program in our school, and he's responsible ultimately for just about everything that goes on here. Next, Mr. Jonathan Parker, our assistant principal, our director of education and campus head, responsible for the day-to-day operations of our wonderful school. Mr. Gerald Lazar, our dean. Not only is he responsible for today's entire program, and a big yashikara, but he oversees our robust system of guidance as well as all the programs, the clubs, the committees, and the initiatives that go on here in the school. Rabbi Eddie Shostak, our Menahel, in addition to looking after our Limudei Kodesh program, also oversees all religious growth, our Rebbe program, Mishmar, Martmidim, our lunch and learns, breakfast learning opportunities, Tefillot, and so much more. Most significant, Mr. Parker, Mr. Lazar, Rabbi Shostak, they all teach our students directly. They all have open doors. Our students feel comfortable hanging out in their offices, spending time with them, and really learning with them. Next up is Mrs. Miriam Klein, who in addition to being in charge of our entire program of academic support, which benefits so many students in the school, is really involved in so many initiatives and so many aspects of our school. Every piece of our school has been built to ensure that we provide our young men with a ton of educational, social, emotional, and religious guidance and support. We recognize that kids today need a ton of advice and guidance to succeed, and it's our responsibility to provide that. And towards that end, we have developed an exceptional team of Rebbeim who spend more and more time each and every day with their Talmidim of our yeshiva. Our Rebbeim begin the year by calling parents, introducing themselves, making it very clear that our parents can go to them with any issues they have. Our Rebbeim host Mishmar events and Shabbatonim, both in their own homes and elsewhere, and they really go to great lengths to take care of our Talmidim in every way possible. Religious commitment among adolescents is not easy today. Our Talmidim have lots of questions and are challenged by what really in many ways is an anti-religious world that promotes many values that are antithetical to so many of our beliefs and our obligations. And our Rebbeim go well beyond their teaching to help our Talmidim develop positive self-confidence and self-worth that strengthen their lifelong commitment to halacha. We have made this a major focus of our school, and it's a significant priority that we do not take lightly. And finally, we have an incredibly talented group of shlichim and shlichot who of course serve as rebbeim and teachers within our yeshiva, but they also bring with them a love of Eretz Yisrael, a passion towards religious Zionism that adds so much to our yeshiva. This morning is jam-packed, but please allow me to share with you a very brief Torah thought that I think in many ways encapsulates what we believe makes Or Chaim so unique. Within Orthodoxy, within Halacha, I think we all know that there are two very different ways that Jews decide as to how to live their religious lives. There are those who isolate themselves and try to live in a world cut off from the world around them. There are also those who try and mesh their religious lives within the larger cultural environment that we live in. And in fact, for one to maintain a Torah lifestyle, it is often much easier to simply cut oneself off and remain isolated from society and the world around us. We believe in Or Chaim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to enjoy the world. Hashem wants us to be part of this world. And Hashem wants us to elevate this world around us through our commitment to Torah and mitzvah. This past Shabbat, just yesterday, we were introduced to Noah. And Noah is called a tzaddik b'dorotav. Within his generation, he is a tzaddik. And according to at least one opinion, this demonstrates that Noah had to stand up alone and go against the tide. Over the next few weeks, we will see how Avram made it his life mission to promote monotheism within an idolatrous society. And in fact, when Avram asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu to save the city of stone on account of the righteous people within the city, Avram asked for 50 tzaddikim b'toch ha'ir. He asked whether or not there were 50 tzaddikim within the city. And I once heard something that I thought was incredible. And that is that maybe Abraham was saying that it's no chiddush. It isn't a great novelty to have 50 righteous men outside the city. But to have 50 righteous men who are inside the city, who are living in the city, who are doing business and engaged in the world around us, that remains a challenge. That would be a wow. At Yeshivat Or Chaim, we teach our Talmidim how to be steeped in Torah, fully committed 100% to halacha, but very much within the world around us. We don't teach the Limudei Kodesh as any other academic subjects. Those works are the guidebooks to our lives. Our programming and co-curricular activities and everything we do is guided by a commitment to Torah and mitzvot. We say that we are so much more than a school, but it isn't just a tagline. We of course believe it to be true. We're always innovating, coming up with new ideas and new programs. And the reality is that this was on display more than ever over the past year since October 7th. Noah had a window in his teva to ensure that he saw what was going on around him. And this is a hallmark of Or Chaim. We watched this past year as our Or Chaim students became leaders right before our eyes. They led the way with dozens of chesed, Torah, tefillah initiatives over these past 12 months. Packing packages, sending bags, tehillah, making siyumim, you name it. Whatever we could do to support the situation in Israel, the students at Or Chaim were at the forefront. In a baseball game, there are players and spectators. To be at Or Chaim is to be a player on the field of the Jewish people. We aren't just watching Jewish history from the sidelines, but we are engaged with everything that is happening. That is true for current students as well as alumni. My own son Yosef graduated and is currently learning yeshiva in Israel for his second year. And of course, I know this sounds about self-serving, but there's no other yeshiva high school that I would have rather had my own son attend than at Or Chaim. The 4 years that he had were beyond exceptional, despite COVID and many other challenges that came up, and I feel so incredibly lucky that HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought us here, my whole family, to Toronto, so that my son could attend this wonderful yeshiva. I feel totally confident and completely at ease telling you, future Or Chaim parents, that if you send your son to Or Chaim, we will do everything we can to ensure that he is happy. Our faculty is incredibly talented and committed to our students, and they work tirelessly to do everything possible to ensure that our students succeed. One theme that you will hear this morning is that we are never satisfied with the status quo, and that we are always trying to get better each and every year. Today, adolescence and the high school years are hard. It's harder than ever, in many ways tougher than ever, to be a teenager. And your choice for Yeshiva High School is a decision that will set you on a journey through what will undoubtedly be the most impressionable and vital years in your son's life. We suggest and encourage you to take that voyage in what we believe is the loving, caring, vibrant, and protective environment of Or Chaim. It will be a decision that will set you on the most exceptional path yet to travel. Thank you very much.